Hello, and welcome to another edition of Who's the Savage Now? Who's the Savage Now? Good question. I'm MC, your host, for this latest edition of my YouTube channel, Who's the Savage Now? Covering everything from handcrafted animal rights advocacy to local pedestrian safety and everything in between. Vegan cuisine, music, handcrafted music. We got it right here. We got it. To, what else do we do? On-air, we cover on-air malfeasance at our local public radio stations. Yes, we do. We bring it all live and direct from the poor man's beachfront condo here on the edge of a continent, right on the edge, in an previously undisclosed seaside city, not far from the megapolis known as Los Angeles, California. Exhibit A for humanity gone wrong, indeed. So sit back, relax, walk the dog, feed the cat, and get ready for some hard-hitting commentary from yours truly, MZ. Thanks for being a part of the show. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Greetings, everybody. MZ back with you again for another edition of Who's the Savage Now? KPFKwatch on this wet, moist, rainy Saturday afternoon. I'm missing Jimmy Dore live chat to do this, solid live chat to do this recording right now. I started listening to I got my technical difficulties resolved so I can get to my clips, and I just wanted to. I found Ian Russiagating. I don't know what's the word for it. Russiagating, conspiring. It's a conspiracy theory. The whole freaking thing. And here Ian is on a progressive independent station in Southern California, spewing this just slipping in these little things just to tease the Russian thing, like, we don't have evidence, but that doesn't bother me. I'm still going to push it. Here he is. This is the testimony analysis. I'm already getting worked up. I got to take off my jacket. This is his analysis during the testimony. And he badmouths Jim Jordan. I like Jim Jordan. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I just like someone who asks real questions and wants real answers and talks in plain English. What's the word? Pushes people to answer freaking questions like Hillary Clinton and this freak Michael Cohen. This Donald Trump freak circus show character, Michael Cohen. Okay, it's probably a whole big fucking CIA fucking Operation Mockingbird bullshit fucking thing. F-bomb city, F-bomb alert. But it just pisses me off. This guy's on a progressive radio station pushing this crap, and the audience that's listening to this is like so dazed and drugged and fluoridated and GMO'd and medicated, they can't tell the fucking difference. They think he's a journalist, a real journalist, because he gets all these big name, these award-winning, best-selling authors on his show. It's the same thing that Jason Goodman does. It's a multi-channel network. These think tanks, these places, they give these people, they set these people up as journalists, authors, academics, and then they send them out into the world and see what radio shows they can get on, who have them on, who will play along with them, and maybe get some sort of kickback for playing along, having them on their show, pushing their book, pushing their bullshit opinions, and I don't know how it works exactly, but I'm starting to see through it. The fog is clearing on Ian Masters. Just listen to this clown. Badmouth Jim Jordan. Reduce it all into a dichotomy, Republican versus Democrat. Those crazed Republicans. And maybe some of it's true. I don't even know. But I'm not even. That's the lens he's pushing. Oh yeah, it's the Republicans versus the Democrats. It's one fucking party, you fucking wanker. Let's listen to Ian.
Ian Masters, and this is KPFK's coverage of the Michael Cohen hearing before the House Oversight Committee today. They're in a break, and we don't know exactly when they'll be back, but I am talking here with Jennifer Taub, a professor at Vermont Law School, and she's been live tweeting these hearings so far at Jen Taub, that's Jentaub. And Jennifer, one of the things that the ranking member, Jordan, said, again, apropos this attack dog mentality where they just, it doesn't matter what the facts are, they just want to sort of filibuster and force their narrative out there and talk over him and basically buffalo this kind of narrative that he's lying, and this is all a witch hunt, and that this California billionaire Tom Steyer is behind the whole thing. I mean, it's just ludicrous. But the thing that was most insane about what Jordan said was he basically said that you're a liar, Michael Cohen, but you're lying in concert with these other convicted liars, which is not completely inaccurate. He was Comey, McCabe, and he went through the whole list of the FBI people who have been hounded out of the FBI by none other than Donald Trump. It's not that they've lied.
There he is defending Comey. He'll probably go on to defend Clapper and all these other establishment people. And it was proven they lied. It was proven that they lied.
He's gone to war against them and created this narrative.
No. They went to war against him. Rosenstein is on a tape somewhere saying he thought about wiring himself up to catch Trump. McCabe, oh God.
Fox News and Breitbart, etc., have pumped out.
So the right wing is Fox News and Breitbart, okay? Fox News, Breitbart. Okay, does anybody read Fox News? I don't listen to Fox News. I don't read Breitbart. What this right versus left, Republican, Democrat, everything's through that lens with Ian, okay? Everything's through that lens. There's nothing on the periphery. There's nothing on the margins. It's all, you're either on this side or this side, okay? And isn't Trump horrible? That's all it is. Isn't Trump horrible? Let me count the ways Trump is horrible. Yes, Trump's horrible, but why did we get? It's not Trump. Trump is a symptom of the system that is horrible. Our corrupt system gave us Trump. That's where we need to focus our energy and efforts, not on Trump. I mean, yeah, we got to keep an eye on him, but this is not reporting. This is not helping getting rid of Trump. This is just furthering rumor, innuendo, and gossip.
There in their obedient propaganda echo chamber, and they're the ones that have created this whole idea that somehow Comey's a liar, somehow McCabe is a liar.
They are. The counterintelligence agencies are liars. That's their fucking job. I gotta calm down.
Somehow, all of these people that, by the way, all of those FBI people that Trump drove out of the FBI were the top experts in the FBI on Russian organized crime. So if there's not a coincidence there, I don't know. I've got a bridge I can sell you.
There he goes, pushing the Trump as a Putin puppet narrative. There he is again. Even after Cohen testified that there was no collusion, he never heard of any collusion, he never saw any collusion, and he didn't believe that there was collusion. There's Ian Masters pushing the Trump-Russia gate narrative just on his show every fucking day. I stopped listening to this wanker for a year and then tuned back into him. It was like I had never left, like I never missed a day. It's the same repetitive bullshit about Trump and Russia. This is the golden goose for these guys. This is the golden goose for people like Ian Masters who just want to push a narrative and get ratings and whatever else they're doing. So, and then listen to what his progressive guest says. His progressive guest on this progressive show on my progressive radio, fiercely independent progressive radio, KPFK in Los Angeles. Listen to what his guest says to this Russiagate gossip BS after Cohen said that he never saw any collusion. Okay, listen to what she says to Ian, saying, "Oh, isn't it interesting that Trump fired the top Russian experts on Russian organized crime?" Listen to what she says. Does she say, "What are you talking about? You're crazy"? Does she say that? Let's find out.
Donald Trump. It's not that they've lied. He's gone to war against them and created this narrative, which Fox News and Breitbart, etc.
Trump didn't create the narrative. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Have pumped out there in their obedient propaganda echo chamber, and they're the ones that have created this.
There's the pot calling the kettle black.
Whole idea that somehow Comey's a liar, somehow McCabe is a liar, somehow all of these people that, by the way, all of them.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Yeah, Ian, they're liars.
Those FBI people that Trump drove out of the FBI were the top experts in the FBI on Russian organized crime. So if there's not a coincidence there, I don't know. I've got a bridge I can sell you.
What the hell, Ian? What the hell, dude? Right there. And he does that every fucking day. He says shit like that every fucking day. Okay, if it's true, yeah, okay, report on it. But he says that's a repeated talking point on background briefing. That's a theme. That's a main theme of background briefing. Trump, Putin, puppet. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. And Alan Minsky, you're man, you're pushing this guy. You're supporting this guy. Alan Minsky says there's no greater show. There's no greater show than the background briefing. He gets to the bottom of this Trump stuff. Let me find that one. Wait, let's listen to Ian. Let's listen to Ian. Let's listen to his guest. How does she react to this? Oh yeah, and he fired the top experts on Russian organized crime. Could that be a coincidence? If you think it's a coincidence, then I got a bridge I can sell you. Let's see how his progressive guest reacts.
Yeah, it seems like you know that. Sesame Street game, one of these things is not like...
Sesame Street? You're talking about Sesame Street? They must be having such a laugh over drinks later.
The other, he's really, I think Michael Cohen was elevated by being put among the company, the former FBI director, James Comey, and then McCabe, who was acting director.
These guys admire James Comey and Andrew McCabe. Ian Masters is a fan. He says that they were mistreated, and they're upright citizens and straightforward guys. That's not a progressive point of view. That's not progressive, man. That's mainstream conservatism. That's mainstream.
Those folks are not are not under criminal investigation. They have not pleaded guilty to a felony. They're not being sentenced to prison time. He put Michael Cohen in the wrong. That's
because people don't prosecute white-collar criminals, okay? Don't you know that? Whoever you are, lady, come on Ian Masters' show, that you don't... White-collar criminals don't get prosecuted in America, okay? Ask Kamala Harris. She didn't prosecute Michael Mnuchin, Steve Mnuchin, for the housing debacle. They don't get prosecuted. It's too much paperwork. Okay? That's what Kamala Harris said. It's too lengthy. It's too difficult to do those cases. That's why they go free. That's why they pay a fine and go off. David Petraeus, guilty of giving away top secret information. Did he go to jail? No. Paid a fine or something. Whatever. Lost his job. That's it. They don't go to jail.
really does belong with the other members of Trump's inner circle. But I believe he is trying for redemption. And I think.
Anyway, this is how Ian's show goes every single day. This is just one example, and I could find dozens and dozens more if I spent the time. This is how Ian's show goes. Just straight into the conspiracy lane and then full speed ahead with the Trump-Russia conspiracy gate. Okay? So it's not progressive. Fine, if that's your opinion, fine. But it's not a progressive opinion to support the mainstream intelligence agency heads who are known liars. James Clapper is on tape lying under oath. Do they go to jail? Does anything happen? No. Ian's so sure about what he's talking about, he doesn't know how to define it. He doesn't know what word to use to define what is happening, what he's talking about. Listen.
Perhaps as long as an hour. We will return, of course, when they return, and we'll be talking in a little while with a couple of guests, legal experts and people who've been following the Trump-Russia collusion, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah. Ian, you're a journalist, man. You're supposed to tell us what words to use. You're not supposed to throw it out there like, collusion, confusion. We don't know what word it is. You're supposed to tell us, man. People are tuning into you to tell us what words to use when we watch this stuff. We're looking for help. We're looking for assistance. How do we understand this stuff? Collusion, if that's the word to use. I don't know. Collusion. What? It's a travesty of a mockery of a sham. This Ian Masters background briefing show. Oh, this is great. We get Alan Minsky, the great Alan Minsky. He's senior producer now. Is that like senior correspondent at CNN? What the F does that guy do? He brought us Jerry Quickly. He brought us Alan Minsky is the guy that brought us Jerry Quickly for 2 years. Never had a word to say about Jerry's malfeasance. Not a word. Not a word. Alan, hit the road, Jack. Hit the frickin' road. Here he is. Let's listen to Alan. Let's listen to Alan Minsky.
An hour. We will return, of course, when they return, and we'll be talking in a little while with a couple of guests, legal experts and people who've been following the Trump-Russia collusion, if that's the right word to use.
We'll be talking with people who have been following the Trump-Russia collusion. Who's that, Ian? Who's that? What characters have you got lined up for us? What Trump freak show circus characters have you got lined up for us today? Seth Abramson? Is he coming back? Where did he go? What about his book on collusion? Proof of collusion. Seth Abramson. That was a book. That's a book. Check it out. Seth Abramson is a regular on KPFK, along with Greg Palast, who's looking ever more shady.
Story, so they'll be joining us in a little while.
Ian doesn't know what to call it. He's not sure if collusion is the right word. He's now, all of a sudden, he's not sure if that's the right word to use. Whereas every freaking show for the last 2 years has been Putin puppet, Putin puppet, Putin puppet. And I just played you a clip where he says if it's more than a coincidence, if it's not more than a coincidence that Donald Trump fired the people got the people fired, the top Russian organized crime experts, he thinks that's not a coincidence. It's like, okay, you're not sure that it's collusion, buddy, but you're still pushing the collusion narrative. What? You're just a bad journalist, Ian, and it's see-through, buddy. It's see-through.
Alan Minsky is here in the studio with me, and
oh yeah, Alan Minsky. Let's hear from Alan Minsky, the guy that brought us Jerry Quickly for 2 years.
Alan, so far, what would your one-liner be about what we've seen so far?
Oh my, I can't help but think that, I don't know, this is a comic toss away.
Goddamn right you don't know, Alan. Goddamn right. Good fucking answer. You don't fucking know. Shit.
That this guy, Trump, was raised by Roy Cohn. And so he brought in Michael Cohen, different spelling, different era, to be his fixer. And
What?
There's another word, fixer. They use it on NPR all the time. Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's attorney, and fixer. Just, that's his crime. That's his crime. That's what he did to get. That's why he's in trouble, because he was a fixer. But he's an attorney. But they keep throwing that. They keep adding that word in, fixer, fixer, fixer. It's like it doesn't belong. You don't need to put that in there.
No relationship. The law was their plaything, and they broke the law. And he protected Trump's power, his philandering, his dishonesty, his lying, his willing to subvert all sorts of laws.
Yeah, who doesn't know that? You're not telling us any. You're not breaking any headlines here, Alan.
In the maintenance of his business.
Tell us how great Ian's show is, though. Tell us how long is it going to take him to get to the greatness of the background briefing?
Empire, his corroded, not really as grandiose as Trump likes to believe, business empire, and that this guy was the guy who knows where all the bodies are buried from that decade of all that he did. I mean, much of it is, ridiculously tawdry and scandalous.
Bingo! That's Ian's bread and butter. Tawdry and scandalous. Tawdry and scandalous. That's Ian's bread and butter. Not facts, journalism, progressive news, progressive perspectives. That's Ian's should be a show motto. Tawdry and scandalous. All things tawdry and scandalous.
But definitely in some very significant elements leading up to his election as president, he is explaining that Donald Trump brazenly broke the law.
Okay, yeah. So did Hillary Clinton. So they all do it. They're all in the same class. It's all a big freaking show. Nobody's going to jail. Don't worry about it. Michael Cohen, he'll get a reduced sentence. He'll get whatever he's going to get. He's got a book deal lined up. He's got a movie. There's going to be a movie. He's fine. He's going to be fine, folks. This is all a show, and KPFK is doing their part. They are playing their part. They are not giving us real news. Where's Jimmy Dore? Where's the Jimmy Dore commentary? Why do we get stuck with Ian fucking Masters for the commentary? Do you ever ask yourselves that? And have you ever asked yourself, why have I never heard Glenn Greenwald, Noam Chomsky, Jimmy Dore, or Abby Martin on Ian Masters' background briefing? Why have I never heard those people on his show, and why will I never hear those people on his show? Ask yourself that question. Answer me that.
Well, I think the most shocking and attention-grabbing statement was in Michael Cohen's opening statement, where he said, "I'm ashamed of my weakness and misplaced loyalty, of the things I did for Mr. Trump in an effort to protect and promote."
Again, they're focusing on everything but what matters here. I mean, they're just focusing on everything, I'm tired of it. So here's Ian reducing it again. Here's one more example of Ian reducing it again to Republican versus Democrat. And they're bad, we're good, something like that. I don't know what he's trying to do.
The testimony from Michael Cohen is extraordinary, because it's the first time.
But it's not that extraordinary. And one of his guests that he has on later says that we didn't really learn anything that new. But Ian finds it extraordinary. Like, what did we learn that was new, really? What did we learn that was new? Not much.
And we've really gotten inside Trump world in that way with somebody who spent 10 years with him.
Trump world has been very, very good to the background briefing show.
I think that...
And KPFK.
The other thing that's become so clear in this coverage is who these Republicans are. They are junkyard dogs.
Really, Ian? They're junkyard dogs? Is that what they are? Oh boy, that's junkyard dogs. If you're junkyard dogs, that really, they're junkyard dogs. That's all they are. None of them ask an intelligent question ever at all during the hearing. There wasn't one. Really? It's just too simple. It's too dichotomous. It's us and them. Us against them, right and left. It's just, that's all. That's not a progressive perspective. That's not a logical, reasonable, rational perspective.
Yapping, barking, just like the Fox News hosts. There's something pathological about them. They're all incredibly angry. They're amped up. And I thought that one of the most important things that Michael Cohen said is that I've stopped lying for Mr. Trump, and I'm paying the price. But people in government are still lying for him and covering him up, and that was so clearly a dig at these Republicans. So I think that's the main takeaway. This has really exposed them who they are. Now, maybe the people that voted for them like people like that.
Well,
the main takeaway. Oh, let's listen to Alan respond.
This funny Jonathan Chait from New York Magazine just tweeted about Chip Roy, the guy from Texas who was just on a few minutes ago talking about I had cancer in 2011. That he wrote that Chip Roy is having some kind of speed reading acid flashback of Fox News chyrons that he has seen.
Right.
As he just told this whole litany of there are people coming over the border and we're not doing the government's business.
Okay, there you go. There you have it. Ian Masters spends how many minutes, how many hours of broadcast time does he spend just on bullshit? Just complete, utter Trump. He's still doing the Trump-RussiaGate thing every single day on KPFK, my local community, fiercely independent radio station. How can that be? How can that freaking be? Ask yourselves that. Ask yourselves that. Okay, so here Ian starts to sound a lot like Rachel Maddow. These are historic. This is an historic testimony. This is an historic moment in congressional history when Michael Cohen testifying. He starts to sound like Rachel Maddow. This is the end. This is the bombshell. This is the bombshell. Okay. Bombshell. This is the end of the beginning of the end. Beginning of the end.
855-5735, chaired by Elijah Cummings. Again, a lot of the young, new Democratic Congress people coming up. Ian Masters, we need these phone calls coming in right now to support this programming. 818-985-5735.
Well, we are actually taking a day off, or most of the day off, from fund driving in order to provide this public service of providing you with this extraordinary testimony.
Extraordinary testimony, he calls it. Extraordinary. Ian Masters calls it extraordinary testimony.
Which will, of course, be returning, I think, in about 45 minutes or so. We're not sure.
We're not sure. It depends on the length of the vote.
This is an amazing day, and
no, it's not really that amazing, Ian. The only thing amazing is that you're on KPFK talking bullshit. That's the most amazing thing about this, that you got KPFK spent a whole broadcast day broadcasting this hearing with you as the commentator. Where's Jimmy Dore? Where's Jimmy Dore? Why? Where's Glenn Greenwald? Where's Abby Martin? Where's Noam Chomsky? What do they got to say about this? We get Ian Masters. Thanks, KPFK. Thanks, Alan Minsky.
I think we're doing the right thing here in terms of providing you with this extraordinary moment. It may well be a historical turning point.
Historical turning point. That's his version of bombshell. Beginning of the end. Historic. He calls it historic.
In terms of revealing the mask, it's like the end.
How long have they been saying this? This is the turning point. This is the bombshell. How long? There's a video. Have you seen the video of Rachel Maddow saying bombshell, bombshell, or not, just across the media, mainstream media? It's not right and left. It's all bad. It's all bad. And now KPFK is bad.
The Wizard of Oz, where they pull back the curtain and
Wizard of Oz. Okay, now he's referencing Wizard of Oz earlier. The guest referenced Sesame Street.
there's this frightened man, in this case a large, overweight orange man who...
Large, overweight orange man. That's gripping reporting, Ian. That is real mature reporting. That's real intelligent stuff there. That's good stuff.
Eats lots of Big Macs, and I think he's being exposed for who he is from somebody that spent 10 years...
We know who he is! We know who he is already! We don't need any more exposure. We don't need any more exposure on that front. We got it. We got it. Message received on Donald Trump and how horrible he is. Message received.
Is close to him, and I look forward to more of the testament. And I think he's being exposed for who he is from somebody that spent 10 years close to him.
We know who he is, Ian.
And I look forward to more of the testimony. I was expecting, and we were told that he would actually be talking about Trump in terms of who he is as a person, and even going so far to say that he's a madman. So we'll see if that comes to pass. But what we've heard so far is pretty explosive and pretty extraordinary. And he's a racist. He's a con man.
This is your brought to you by KPFK, fiercely independent radio, powered by the people.
And he's a cheat. That should be a political death sentence, shouldn't it? How do you explain?
Oh, of course.
How do you explain this? And in fact, Cohen was trying to say that
DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. That's how you explain it, Ian. That's how you explain it. Bernie got cheated. We got Trump. That's where the story is. Ian, no, not with Ian. Ian, it's all about Trump. It's all about Trump.
pretty extraordinary, and
we haven't heard anything we didn't know already, Ian. How can that be explosive and extraordinary? He's gaslighting. He's gaslighting you.
He's a racist. He's a con man.
We knew he was a racist. We knew he was a con man.
And he's a cheat.
And a cheat. We knew all that. What? This isn't news. This is not news. Donald Trump is a racist, a cheat, and a con man. That is not news. How is that explosive or extraordinary in any fucking way?
That is, that should be a political death sentence, shouldn't it?
Your show is a death sentence to KPFK, brother. You got to get out. You got to get out of KPFK. You got to go over to MSNBC. This is how they talk at MSNBC. Doesn't anybody? How is this able to go on? How is this charade of the background briefing show able to persist? I'll tell you how it's able to persist, with the persistence of people like Alan Minsky pushing it so hard. Alan Minsky.
How do you explain?
Oh, of course.
How do you explain this? And in fact, Cohen was trying to say.
How do you explain it? The DNC, and the system that's corrupt.
That Trump's responsible for dividing this country.
Trump's not responsible for dividing this country. Okay, Trump is not responsible for dividing this country. Trump is not responsible for 30 million people without health care. Trump is not responsible for, people not being able to afford the majority of workers not being able to afford $1,000 emergency. Trump is not responsible for 50% of workers making less than $30,000. Trump didn't do that. That's the system, man. That system gave us all this stuff. Okay, Trump is just an actor in the play. Okay, Chris Hedges says it best. This is what the system vomits up. He vomits up a Trump at the end of the line. So Ian Masters is he's a horrible journalist, and he seems to be horrible.
The people that support him are in their own world. You can look at these characters on the Republican side. They are all of a piece. They're all angry. They're all on a script. They don't make any sense. They just attack, distract. In fact, one of the
Great reporting, Ian. Great reporting. Just put them all in the same bucket. Sounds like Hillary Clinton's bucket of deplorables. All the Republicans, they're just horrible people. Horrible. Yeah, that's not reality, man. That's not reality. There's nuance. People are people, but, and some people are horrible, but he's putting it in this lens of, aren't those Republicans horrible? Aren't those Republicans horrible? Yeah. What about the Democrats? They're so great. Did you see Dianne Feinstein? What she said to the kids that came to her office asking her to approve the Green New Deal? Does he admire Dianne Feinstein? Again, he won't say. He doesn't say what he's for, just what he's against, and he's clearly against Trump.
Democrats finally pulled him over and said, you keep talking about our first hearing being with a convicted liar. Well, what about all these other guys that have been convicted by Mueller? You never wanted to have testimony from them. You guys are not afraid of lying. You're afraid of the truth. And I think that nailed it.
Well, and I should say,
yeah, that nailed it, Ian. That surely nailed it. What a loser. What a pretender. What a fake. What a phony. What a fraud. Ian Masters is a fraud, a sham, a mockery of journalism. And KPFK is a mockery of a public radio station for airing his show. And Alan Minsky is a phony of a producer, is a phony sham producer if he supports Background Briefing and Jerry Quickly. What do you got to say about Jerry Quickly, Alan? Let's hear Alan pontificate on Jerry Quickly. That's what I want to freaking hear. He was the program director for the last 2 years while Jerry Quickly was on there doing all his shtick. His shtick, hanging up on listeners, abusing listeners, pushing the CIA narrative, pushing the CIA talking points. That's who Alan Minsky is. Fuck you, Alan Minsky. Do I sound angry?
of course, the subject matters that have been very revealing, of course, do revolve around the reimbursement of Michael Cohen directly from Donald Trump for the payment. Let's get to the bottom of that. Yeah, that's critical to our democracy. It's undermining the fabric of our plutocracy, of our oligarchy. Whether Trump paid off some freaking stripper. That's so important. That's so important right now, especially in the midst of the sixth mass extinction. as the KPFK, they're so oblivious. And the management, too, doesn't escape criticism here. Aniel Fields and Kevin Fleming, or Tony Bates, and I include Tony Bates in that trilogy. They seem to be a trio. Tony Bates came on one day and was talking about Kamala Harris. They said, we put up a picture of Kamala Harris and we had to take it down because people were commenting. The bad comments that they were receiving was overwhelming. And it's like, these guys, they don't have their finger on anything. They don't have their finger on the pulse, the zeitgeist, nothing. They thought they could put up they weren't clued into the backlash or the blacklash against Kamala on YouTube, among YouTube commentators. They came at Kamala harshly and seriously. But Tony Bates, Kevin Fleming, Aniel Fields, they had no idea. They thought, let's put up a picture of Kamala. Isn't she great? African-American woman? Yeah, no, guys, no. And these guys, I'm skeptical these guys have know what they're doing, number one, and are there to actually do something. They don't sound like guys that are ready to get to work. If you listen to conversations with the listener, they don't really sound like people ready to get to work. Aniel Fields was asked, well, when's the next conversation with the listener? He was like, I've only been here a year, and I haven't been able to develop a vision for the station, and I want to spend some more time to be able to answer critical questions like that. It's like, dude, what? What did he just say? He's been here a year? I have that quote. I'll play it for you now.
The station's strong communication, and this is a great way to do it. We've had regular reports to the listener, usually on a monthly basis. So I'd like to see if that can be revived, if it's not already, and when will be the next report to the listener so we can continue this these great discussions.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew. I've been asked that question a number of times during. I'm on the cusp of having my 1 year mark so far, but I really wanted to spend time to gain an understanding of the station, its ins and outs, so I can answer those critical questions and actually have develop a view and a vision for the station as well. We will be engaging with you, the listener, and members a lot more.
The guy doesn't have a vision for the station after 1 year. Doesn't have a view or a vision of the station after 1 year. Aniel Zuberi Fields. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You come in with a vision. It sounds like they really don't know the station history that well. He's a little foggy on the station history. He's got a little bit of it down, but he doesn't know what. And then he says something like that. Like, I don't know. I've only been here a year. Maybe another year I can develop a vision, and then we can have a meeting, and then another conversation. Not enough, dude. Not enough. It's just they sound like guys that, okay, we're just coming in. We're gonna keep things going like normally. Just push the status quo. It doesn't sound like he's ready to get to work. He didn't come in with a vision. He's got to develop it. How many years is it going to take to develop a vision for the freaking station?
Do take quite a bit of time throughout the work week to make personal calls and answer emails.
He makes personal calls and answers emails. That's what he's going to do. That's his answer to Andrew about who said these used to be monthly. Are you going to reinstate that monthly conversations with the listener or what? And this is his answer to Andrew, who's like a decades-long listener.
And return phone calls to engage with our members and our listeners. I think it's very important if we're going to.
He does return phone calls and emails. That's his answer. Tout
the fact that we're a community radio station and it does take communication. Let's go with he's not even going to answer the dude's question. He's like ready to go to the next caller. He's like ready to, but Kevin's like, whoa, we got to answer the dude's question, man. We should also tell Andrew there's always our website.
And Andrew goes,
There's information that's always available to him there. We have a dispatch that goes out weekly. We disseminate information in a lot of different ways, so we need to make sure that he's aware of all of the ways that he can stay engaged with KPFK. Yes. I'm sorry I didn't directly answer your question about when's the next one.
Yeah, that was kind of a big gap right there, dude. That was kind of a big, yeah, you effed up, dude.
I don't know yet. This may be something we do quarterly.
I don't know yet. I've only been here a year. I'm not sure if we should do something like conversation with the listeners. I know you guys want it. I know it's a good idea. I know it's been done in the past, but I'm not sure. I may need another 12 months to really focus in on my answer for that question.
Also, I'm going to, later this month, we'll be sending out or making available a year in review of KPFK, some of my thoughts on the state of the station. We'll go into more in depth, and I'll share some data.
Later, at the end of the year, maybe I'll do something. Maybe I'll put something out about my thoughts. Yeah, maybe.
Too as well. But if you are on our newsletter list, you will be getting it through via email. But if you aren't signed up for our newsletter, you can do that at kpfk.org.
So he's willing to take emails and phone calls, but he doesn't really want people calling in live on the air. There's not. I'm getting the feeling that he really doesn't. He's really not comfortable with that aspect of it.
And if you want to become a sustainer, go to kpfk.org/.
And here he goes, fundraising again. Every other sentence was a fundraising pitch, man.
Sustainer, do it now, right? Let's go to.
And so, there you go. And then on that same show, I called in. I got in. I guess, again, this show wasn't advertised. It wasn't promoted. I didn't hear one promotion for it. I wouldn't have known it unless I'd called the station and spoken with Kevin Fleming, the program director, directly, who recommended that I listen in on Thursday at 7. And, by the way, they preempted American Indian airwaves for this show. That's interesting to note. That they preempted American Indian radio, so for this show, for this groundbreaking, extraordinary show of nothing, they took calls the last 15 minutes. Took 6 calls the last 15 minutes of a 60-minute program called Conversation with the Listener. So here's my call. I call in. I basically say the same thing I'm saying today is my same message. And here's Kevin's answer. Listen to their answer to my question about why is there so much Trump coverage versus like anti-war. Why do we get 60 minutes of John Wiener with Trump Watch and only 30 minutes of anti-war radio with Scott Horton? Listen to their fucking answer.
Into this hour.
Yeah, guys, thanks for the show. I hope this isn't the last one that you guys do. Very informative. And Kevin, thanks for talking with me the other day about Jerry. I appreciate that, although I still feel that you should put out something from the station official, letting people know.
Did you hear Kevin? Did you hear Kevin go, oh no, oh no? Did you hear him?
Put out something from the station official, letting people know, so people aren't left to wonder and rumor.
I called Kevin and gave him the riot act about like not putting anything out about Jerry Quigley's firing. I think I had something to do with it, and but they wouldn't issue one official statement anywhere on the internet, on their webpage, on air, on the newsletter. No, Jerry Quigley just disappeared like he was never there, like a ghost in the wind, like a fart in the wind. And it's like, that's not right, man. You shouldn't treat people that worked at the state. You shouldn't treat people like that. That shows that shows character, right there, or lack of character, lack of integrity. I mean, if Jerry Quigley was somebody that you hired, okay, when you fire him, you shouldn't just he shouldn't just disappear. There should be something said about it, right? Shouldn't there? I don't like when news organizations fire a host, don't they put out a press release about the departure? Not KPFK, not KPFK. So there's your transparency. There's your listener engagement. Okay, zero.
Gossip monger.
Before you finish that, Michael, let us make sure that you understand one thing about that, and Neil mentioned it earlier. Yeah,
Aniel had mentioned it earlier, and he said, yeah, when the contractual thing, and blah, 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 that answer. It was that answer. It's a contractual thing, and it's that kind of an answer. And I didn't want him to take up all my time, because it was limited already, with, going over the Jerry Quigley thing again. He'd already said it was a contractual thing. So...
his contract, there was a contract.
I got it.
Okay, so we're good.
It was his contract. There was a contract.
I got that point. Enough said. My main concern now is like the amount of Trump coverage that's on KPFK, particularly in regards to the KPFK mission statement, challenging corporate media perspectives. A lot of it, Ian Masters, Tom Hartman, John Wiener, his show Trump Watch. It's borderline.
Sonali Kolhatkar.
What I hear on mainstream media. And to sum it all up in one quick question, and then I'll listen off air. Why do we get 60 minutes of Trump Watch with John Wiener and only 30 minutes of anti-war radio with Scott Horton on Sunday mornings?
Bam! There's the question. Let's hear what they got to say.
Thank you very much, Michael, for your comments and your question, and we appreciate you listening to the station and bringing this.
Thank you, Kevin, but I don't appreciate you guys doing this. Only 6 callers, and I don't appreciate that at all.
Your concerns to the airwaves. One thing that Pacific has a tradition of is not censoring our programmers, and especially our music programmers. I think our DJs here love the station because they can.
Good point.
play just about anything they want. But again, as we are moving into, I believe, a prosperous day for the station, or the time.
There's a beautiful day coming, be it ever so far away. It's more like somewhere over the rainbow, okay?
For the station and the foundation, we need to look at how we are best serving our community. So I don't have
So we're best serving our community by overwhelming lopsided Trump coverage?
exact comment to say of why Trump is a bigger.
He didn't have anything. He didn't have an answer for the question. Oh, wait, was that, I get them mixed up. Was that Aniel or Kevin?
Entity, right, for one thing.
That was Aniel. Aniel didn't have an answer. And the general manager didn't have a fucking answer why they cover Trump so much. And then you got all these people talking about, all these listener station board candidates talking about, I think we got a professional management now at the station. This guy couldn't answer my question why there's so much fucking Trump coverage at KPFK. That sounds like MSNBC. He couldn't answer the fucking question. Kevin's got to save his ass again here and put up some bullshit fucking answer. This is ridiculous, man. This is a soap opera.
So it deserves more coverage and more opinion.
Trump deserves more coverage and more opinion than anti-war sentiments, anti-war coverage, anti-war opinions. That's what he just said. He said Trump deserves more coverage than anti-war coverage at KPFK. That's what the program director at KPFK just said.
So it deserves more coverage and more opinion. And we're talking about stimulated or
Trump deserves more coverage than anti-war coverage. That's what Kevin Fleming just said, the current program director of KPFK.
Stimulating debate, and we offer our listeners the opportunity to...
Stimulating debate. Okay, we want to stimulate debate on what? Trump's payoff to Stormy Daniels?
Engage with our hosts and talk about these issues, and these issues are important to our listeners, and they want to talk about that.
These issues are important to our listeners, and they want to talk about that. Okay, that may be true. KPFK may have degraded to a point where the majority of its listenership, wants to talk about that. That may be true. It's true for the mainstream. Again, Trump is bad for America, but great for ratings. Who said that? Les Moonves, or some TV network CEO said that. He's bad for America, but he's great for ratings. So here we have KPFK saying the exact same thing. Yeah, he may be bad for America, but he's great for ratings, and it's what people want to hear. So that's what we're going to give him, despite our mission statement and despite the anti-war history of the station. That's what the current program director, Kevin Fleming, that's his philosophy, that's his mindset. What?
Do you all have any suggestions in terms of how KPFK can better serve our communities? Please email myself.
No, we don't want an email, Kevin. We want more conversation with the listener. We want to be able to call in and talk to you in real time, bro. Okay? We want to be able to talk to you in real time about these things.
Danielle at kpfk.org or Kevin Fleming at K Fleming, Fleming at K.
I'm sorry, that was it. I'm sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. They sound like brothers. Oh, they are brothers. I sound like they just said I can't keep them straight.
PFK.org. And we're coming to the end of our hour. My name is
Oh, frustrating. I'm so glad we have competent management now at KPFK. I feel more relieved now with those guys running the show over there. Trump deserves more coverage, and the general manager is not quite sure why we have so much Trump programming versus anti-war programming. He's just not sure. So I'm relieved. I feel good about that. That we have competent management over there now. Before I go, thanks for listening. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. We don't ask for any money, just that you like, comment, or subscribe, and that will be enough. And before I go, I can't afford. I got a new smart speaker. I couldn't afford the Siri or the Alexa, but I got this new thing. It was a discounted, real inexpensive, real cheap, and because it's not always right. It's called the Sonali, and I would like to test it with you guys here now. Let's see. Let's just see. Here we go. Hey, Sonali, who's the new executive director at the Pacifica Foundation?
There's a new executive director in Berkeley as well, which is the executive director of the Pacifica Foundation, Maxie Johnson.
Who?
Foundation, Maxie Johnson.
Who?
Of the Pacifica Foundation, Maxie Johnson. We have a...
Oh, that doesn't sound right. So disappointing. Sonali Kolhatkar. Oh, she calls herself a journalist. That's it, folks. Until next time, peace out.